What's up, you guys? We are here at another potential flip. It's a very, very old home and it's had a lot of additions. It's going to be super interesting. It's down in Newberg, Oregon. The good thing is it's on a corner lot. There's a lot of neighborhood development going on around, so the neighborhood seems to be up and coming. But the house itself, I've done a quick walkthrough. I want to take you guys along with us. With me, it's going to be a bit of work, so you'll see that as we walk through. I'm here with my real estate agent, Ben Nelson. I think he even has his own YouTube channel. I'll link it below. Let's go check it out. So first thing you notice is some really, really nice original hardwoods. Those are great to leave in these old homes. The second thing you notice is the art project. I can't tell if this is terrifying or I'm not really sure, but on the bright side, you do have this really nice built-in fire. Well, it's not really a fireplace, stove, whatever the case is. It's something, if we purchased this, what we'd probably do is put we'd build in a faux rock wall behind it, facade, and make it appear more like a fireplace. As with most of these homes, you get these cool little built-ins. Unfortunately, you also get a little bit of odd stuff like the see-through bookshelf that's another part of the house. So that's not as cool as some things. So right off the front door, you've got tucked back here, I guess we'll call this, I guess it's an office. It does have a closet, so this would count as a bedroom. But so we'll call it bedroom 1. We work our way this way. There's Ben hiding out. So what is this? By the way. Right, oh, it's hey, look at that. It's actually a secret passage to whatever this room is, the smallest bedroom of all time. I don't think this counts as a bedroom. Yeah, we'll kind of see how that goes. So we'll head upstairs here in a second, but we'll finish on the first floor. Kitchen is here, pretty uninspiring looking. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, you could refinish it and leave it, but the layout is pretty bad. There's no reason for this this classic wall with a peeky hole. So we'd probably just take this whole thing out, leave that beam across the top if we were gonna do anything.
This actually for sure used to be an exterior wall because this was probably a window.
Okay, so this was all exterior. Like I said, oh,
yeah,
there's,
so
yeah.
I'm sure this was the outside of the house at some point.
So there's probably been like 4 or 5 additions on this house, yeah, as you'll see here in a minute. Here we have this step up, so unfortunately this is not the same level, but it kind of creates, I mean, it's kind of a cool den. It's a giant room. The real bummer is that you've got the step down right there, but you have your second fireplace, and that is, they've already done some faux brick here. You know, probably not ideal, but we're now, oh, all the paneling. Ooh, look at that. Expertly placed trim work right here. But back here, we're looking back into the living room through our peeping hole, but well, can we shut it? Oh, we can. Privacy, top notch. So over here is, I guess we'll call this bedroom 2, and the miniature bedroom would be like office. Yeah, some kind of office. So this is bedroom 2. Is this the master suite? The master suite. Well, you got your TV, you got your little bathroom. Oh, and an exterior door. So I guess this is the Airbnb portion of the house. We'll go with that. So you have your another exterior exit here. Exit? A slider anyway. The yard is kind of interesting. That we have already checked out as a shed out there. It kind of looks like it could be made into like a chicken coop or something. You've got a lot of raised decking, and then like, what is that? Some turf or something? So it's kind of a mishmash of a couple different things. So heading back towards the kitchen, we're almost done with, whoa, I forgot about step down. So you do have a little bit of additional shelving here as far as kitchen goes. Fridge placement is a little bit odd. Here is you're tucked away. I thought off the kitchen this would be the garage. It is not. We have bedroom number 2. I'm sorry, make that bathroom number 2. I mean, if you want to live in the bathroom. Then in here we've got creepy closet underneath the stairs with what appears, is this removable? Something looks like this something opens.
Oh, is that from that other bedroom?
I don't know. It's creepy though.
Or office or whatever that was?
If we buy this place, we're gonna open that up and see the bodies.
Yeah, right.
Why?
I have no idea.
Why would they do this?
A separate door for the
At least they kept the upper door, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Their splice job is awesome too, right? Oh, let's put it back together.
Weird.
Yeah.
So again, with the old house, what year is this house again?
1904.
1904. So who knows what year all these additions were done? But the built-ins are the classic Hallmark sign. So we've got, I guess this is the laundry room, but you've got at least a roof leak there. The floor is actually just crazy off as far as your leveling goes and all that good stuff. This just looks like a hack job of someone putting in some kind of shelving with doors.
Okay, this though I didn't expect, with nothing being updated. Look at
Oh! Hey, we can take that off the to-do list on this one. A nice new panel. My electrician will be so happy. So now we have figured our way through this labyrinth of a first floor. You can't go in that door. It's nailed shut for some reason. So as we walk out here, I see nothing wrong. Do you see something wrong? So it looks like you've got one roof up there that's one color. I don't even know if you want to call this a roof. Small pond with waves. It's waving. And then you've got a third style of shingle on the garage. So good to know nothing matches. I will say though, the gutters look nice. Mark that $1,500 off the list. We don't need gutters. So you could at least possibly take this down and build 2, right?
You could, yeah, if it made sense with the numbers. Or you could, since it's on the corner here, you do have room where you could maybe take this garage down and build an accessory dwelling unit there instead.
See, I feel like an ADU here, you maybe get rid of this in-between space, get rid of the wavy pond roof, and maybe this house you can do something with. What are you thinking as far as an ARV in this neighborhood for if we just had the house, maybe with an ADU?
You know, there's a little funkiness to the house, so that always detracts from value a little bit. But
yeah,
you're probably mid-5s. You know, if everything's done
with an ADU.
With an ADU, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just because I think with the funkiness that detracts from the value on the.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're asking. They said they bought it a few months ago for $290. They're trying to sell it for $360. Is that right?
Yes.
$360. I don't think there's a reason it's not selling. I don't think this house is going for $360. This paneling, this one's been painted nice and white.
Did you notice the ceiling tiles, by the way? They're everywhere downstairs too, and I would venture to guess probably a good chunk of them
Asbestos?
have asbestos in them. Yeah.
Fantastic. So let's have some asbestos. So this is kind of a cute. I mean, it's definitely dated with the wallpaper.
Yeah. Well, so this is weird.
Whoa.
I don't even know what this is. This is not even. It's like paneling with. print on it. It's not even really. It's
like paneling. No, it's not the weirdest thing I've ever seen. This is mobile home classic, man. This is, you just don't see it much in.
Weirdest, but it is weird.
It's odd, yeah. This bathroom actually looks like somebody tried to do something in here. It looks like they've done some work to it. Little paint, maybe a new vanity. But they saved the blue shower. At least they saved that. I do love these old homes with their built-ins, constantly with their built-ins. It looks like the windows are still aluminum, single pane, so not ideal.
You got a bunch of old wood windows too.
Oh yeah, you still got the classic old window. Oh my gosh. This is another tiny room. I guess this will count as what, bedroom 3?
Yep.
What do they count this as? A 6-bedroom technically?
It says 6. I don't know about that one downstairs though.
If that's what they're counting as a bedroom, that may be, maybe not as much. So this one's just covered up in paneling. It's got this odd angle. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not a square room.
Oh yeah, that is weird.
And not only that, well, what happened to the flooring there, but it looks like we're to some kind of subfloor and the wall angles in. So we'll call it charm. That's what they say in listings, right? Has charm. Has charm. Moving in here. Oh, maybe this is the master. Woo! They left.
No bathroom, I don't think it's needed.
No. Wait, what's in here? Oh, wait for it. Oh no, it's a closet. I thought it was gonna have a bathroom. They say it's a 6'4", right? 6-bedroom, 4-bath.
3.5. I have yet to find the half bath.
The half bath. They're actually counting the backyard as the half bath. All in all, I mean, it's a pretty weird house, right? It's
super weird.
It's got a lot of what do they say? Charm. It's got charm. But I think what we're probably looking at is, I mean, realistically, what we're thinking is you can't keep all these things. Part of the house doesn't even.
Yeah, I was gonna say that we didn't even talk about the foundation not being there for part of the house.
Part of the house doesn't even have a foundation. I don't even know the cost for jacking it up and redoing a foundation.
A lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot.
40, 50 grand, maybe more.
You're thinking if this is post rehab worth mid-5s, that's with an ADU.
Yeah.
Your ADU.
Yeah, the thing about an ADU, at least out here, is you're not adding as much value. If you're more central city, Portland,
right,
you're gonna be able to add more value.
So unless it's selling it to another investor as a rental.
Yeah, that or if you're gonna keep it, it definitely helps with the income side of it. But for a flip, it's generally doesn't work for an ADU. The number don't make sense for the extra work.
Minimally, you're looking at 100 to 120 rehab.
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
Easy, and that's not even doing everything. That's hitting key points, foundation, paint inside and out.
Yeah.
You got to have a new roof with a lot of framing work done.
Yep.
You could leave the kitchen as is, but I mean you're sacrificing quite a bit. So if you put in a new kitchen, you're looking at 10 to 20, even a budget kitchen.
Yeah.
You would probably want to update this layout because it just
with the fridge over there.
The fridge is there,
weird.
The oven's here, but the sink is here.
Yeah, it's just not a functional.
So you would want to rearrange all that, which if you tore out the kitchen, that would be easy enough to do.
Yeah.
So in the end, these guys bought it for $290. They're trying to sell it for, I think, $360, $370. It's definitely not worth that. I think if at $290, if you purchased it and put $100 to $150 in, then you probably see that value, right? You see, push 5.
Yeah, and I mean, before we stepped in it, I was, something this size in this part of the neighborhood, I was thinking mid-5s would be doable depending on what you did with it, but just kind of the funky layout aspect of it and how with all the additions and everything, that's definitely gonna. It's not true to its size as far as the.
I think the play would be, on something like this, it's almost like buying it and keeping it as a rental. With George Fox, there's a college, George Fox nearby.
Yep.
You've already got 6 rooms. You could easily make more rooms out of that.
Yeah, and
so
actually,
you could make it into a 9-bedroom house. Functionality doesn't really matter if everybody's renting out room by room.
Exactly. Yeah, we're 4 or 5 blocks from the college, and that's actually we were looking at it earlier as that was going to be the plan. Yeah, was that. But
I mean, the thing is, you have to think, what is the value of it? Can you try a BRRRR? So BRRRR is buy, rent, buy, rehab, refinance, rent. And so in that method, you would buy it, put $100,000 into it. So say you're buying it for 300, putting through 150 into it to make it into a 9-bedroom place. You have a great yard for college students that would want to hang out and use that space. So say it is a 9-bedroom house, so you're in it for 400 to 450. Mm-hmm. The question is, with closing costs, with everything else, permitting, you're going to be pushing high 4s to get it ready. Yeah. And then the refi, you're probably not going to get that refi at the 550 where you'd like to be.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, because if you're doing, if they're going to consider it a cash out refinance, typically they're looking at 75% maximum.
And that's
value.
buying it at 300. They're asking for 60.
Yeah. So there's that. You're going to be maxed out on what you can get back out of it for a hold strategy. And you're not going to have a lot of equity, I don't think. And so personally, if I'm looking at something this heavy, I'm okay buying something and remodeling it and maybe not having a lot of equity up front for a long-term play if I'm going to rent it out. But for something this heavy, I want some equity in it.
Yeah,
I don't know about you.
You need some sort of return.
Yeah, some sort of immediate, like, that was worth spending 6 months and $150,000.
That being said, I do think you could probably even at the high price tag all in, I think you could still cash flow this house if you've got 9 individually rented bedrooms to college students. Yeah. But boy, that's a heavy. You're in it for a lot. You're not gonna you refi your way out of it. You'll leave money in the deal. So
you'll leave money in the deal, and I never like only one strategy working. If that's your only strategy that works,
you basically wouldn't be able to flip it.
Yeah, if you can't flip it, you can't hold it other than renting it to.
I mean, you could flip it. You could flip it if you were really tight at $100,000 remodel. You got them to sell it to you for 3. You're at 4, maybe 430 with closing costs, and then you're pushing 500 on the sale. There is a potential flip, but with this old of a house, I don't see getting out for 100. I think you're gonna, especially with the foundation work, you're gonna eat that budget up.
Yeah, this is the type of remodel you want a big contingency number in there, because there's going to be things that come up. So if your line item budget's $100,000, you want to put 20, 25, 30% on their contingency to. For the what ifs, for the unknowns that are going to come up.
Well, thanks for coming, guys. We'll see what we can do. We'll run some numbers on this one. It's fun to look at, but I personally, I don't see too much potential here for us picking this one up unless we did get it for about $290 where they were at. Maybe you could do something there. Seems like whoever bought it at $290 came in, did their due diligence after purchase, and realized that they were in over their heads. So. Thanks for coming along. Be sure and like, subscribe, and let us know if you enjoy seeing videos like this. We'd love to hear from you. Just comment below. What do you think? What do you think of this house? Should we buy it? What would you do with it if you bought it? And we'd love to hear from you. We'll see you next time.